May 26, 2023. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And what are we going to do? We're going to go down that snake hole in Kansas City. What are we going to talk about? We're going to be talking about cult groups, witchcraft. We're going to be talking about drugs. We're going to talk about cocaine. We're going to talk about the bikers. We're going to talk about charities. And we're going to talk the true stuff here. So hold on, guys. Are you ready? So first things first, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with AMR. Oh, well, they're all first responders. See, first responders, I don't think of, when I think of the police, I think of the police force. I don't think of them like a first responder. I just think that they should be there, okay? Now, the firefighters are totally different, okay? Well, I know they respond to a fire. But a lot of those, you know, remember I told you way back I joined a whole bunch of those groups and it ran from a tarot card group into witchcraft and the Camp Guy over on the Kansas side and neo-Nazis and everything else. Well, see, a lot of the witchcraft groups, a lot of them are firefighters. Okay, guys? And they don't like people knowing about all this stuff. So I'm just putting that out there right now. Now, I went to Camp Gaia. I got pictures of people from Camp Gaia. And that's no lie. So, we'll just go from there. But, let's get on with this a little bit. Like I say, I haven't seen a whole lot that impressed me about the firefighters here. Now, like I say, I back the police, yeah. But after seeing some of the stuff I've seen through the witchcraft bunch, and some of these are even like, some of these that are in the witchcraft are even on like the suicide hotlines and stuff. Can you imagine, guys? This is Kansas City, and this is real. So, we're going to go on from there, and we're going to talk about this deal at Lewisburg. Now, I don't know much about all that. I can tell you about Doc Holliday's and something that really got to me, okay? I went down there waiting to get through my divorce. I went down there, see if I could find a gal, dance to some, just have fun, okay? But I'm sitting there one night, they bring a shipment of cocaine in, okay? But, yeah, this biker come all the way from Mexico, drove 3 days. This 3 days from Mexico, brought a shipment up here. It was in a, basically a laptop carrier, basically, is what he carried it in. But there was big rivals between that other bar down the street and Doc Holliday's. Because what I was told by some of them was the other ones down there, you know, it's supposed to be all, you know, vet and everything else, neo-Nazis down there. And they actually had one come up with a machine gun and almost shot the manager at Doc Holliday's one night. They had a standoff down there. So, this was some real stuff that went on overall and all this stuff. But, there was different sections. Like I say, the mob was controlling some of this. They had blacks, they had Latinos, and they had Italians down at Doc Holliday's. Don't know what was running all over on the other side or down on down there a ways. Hold on now, guys. Sorry about that. I'm back. And the story I want to tell you, where this goes with this, and there's things I can tell you about these charity organizations like Church of the Resurrection Unity to blow your mind. There's been lawsuits and other things were closed down that, I mean, I could go in great detail with on top of that. But we'll just go from there, okay? So, I'm talking to this one bartender one night. It was a woman. And I remember her name. I remember everybody's name. And she carried a knife holder on her leg. And she was Irish. I'll just go there that far with it. Nice lady. But what they did, her and some of the other ones, they actually knitted like little like hats, kind of like a knit, kind of like stocking hats for preemie babies. It was another charity-like deal, okay? And I'm sitting down there, and I'm looking at all this, and I'm listening to all this. And I'm thinking, okay, they're bringing in cocaine here, down here, docs, and everything else probably for that matter. But then they're doing charity stuff. Now, was this lady doing with that? But everybody at Doc Holliday's knew what they were doing. UMKC and all the other colleges, some of your sports guys, that's where they partied down there at Doc Holliday's. A lot of stuff went on down there. So, getting on with this, only thing I was thinking, this is what went through my mind, was I was thinking, are they just looking for some redemption? Are they looking for something they figure so if something happens to them to be saved? Now, this lady, she wasn't, that I know of, doing any drugs or anything. She was working as a bartender, trying to make money, and she was doing these deals basically for the charity. Shoot, I even gave money down there to some of the charities that they were doing. But the thing of this was, I was thinking, what about the little kids in South America? What about the little kids in Central America? A lot of these drug lords, all these places, they work those kids and stuff. And I was thinking, that doesn't matter about those kids on the planet. It's just about these kids here. And I don't know, when I seen this, like I say, I don't know, I know that they went, like I say, their big deal, they went down to Fayetteville from down here. I know they have their big Fayetteville deal, and then they have their big Sturgis. Those are places where you think about bikes. You think about, if you're going to go there, you're going to hear motorcycles and Harleys revving night and day. It's like going to Las Vegas. You're going to hear slot machine, ding, 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 all night, all day long. That's Las Vegas, okay? But what I couldn't get over is those sirens. We got massive stuff. Between all these bikers and all this other stuff going on out here again. I don't know. But we've had like 4 fire trucks go down. Other stuff. Sometimes these runs ain't all runs. I know that for sure. But anyway, getting on with this. I was thinking, well, it's just like anything. People just turn away and look away at all the stuff like they always do. Well, we got a mayor here, I was thinking, he's talking about response time. 45 seconds or 5 minutes, took you 5 minutes. Shoot, I've sometimes taken an hour before Independence has got out here. That's a joke. That is a joke. But this is the real Kansas City if you live here. And Kansas City ain't going to get out of this either, because it's another place where I lived, if you'd call them, it took sometimes 45 minutes to an hour to get there. That wasn't Independence. I live in Independence, but I did live in Kansas City, Missouri there for a little while, and it was just as bad. So if you want to know about Kansas City, this is Kansas City. But I don't know. Like I say, I just thought, are they just thinking that, well, if they do that, they'll be saved in the end if something happens? I don't know. No drug, all those drugs are no good. That's just the bottom line in all this. But I don't know. I was just thinking, what about all the little kids in South America, down Central America? What if they're working? That doesn't matter, I guess. But then, I was watching this deal in the last couple of days on, YouTube and all these other things and stuff. I was seeing this stuff, and they're going on about this and that. There is real people that really give to charities. I used to give to a lot of charities at one time. But I'll tell you another story real quick. I was working with a guy down at Citywide Chemical. Okay? And he would donate. He had several houses that he owned over on the Kansas side. And he would donate lots and lots of stuff and money to them. One day there was this guy that he would talk to, was a homeless guy, and this homeless guy, he'd went down to a shelter down there to see, you know, he told him, he said, well, I just donated a ton of stuff, go down there and see if you can get it. The guy wanted a jacket, a coat, and they wouldn't let him have a coat, and they didn't give him a coat, even from another deal, because the guy said he donated a ton of other jackets and clothes down there and stuff. So this is how this is run, you know. No, they take the stuff and they sell it. But the thing of this is, what about the guy that needed a jacket? See, it doesn't work that way. So you're just, you know. So that guy that donated thousands upon thousands of dollars, he finally quit donating. That's the problem with some of this, because even some of these charities and some of this other stuff is either flawed or they're corrupt. And I won't even go into that right now, but we'll save that for another YouTube deal. I can talk about a lot about that. But like I say, I was just thinking about all this, and I was just thinking, you know, I don't know, but I do know one thing. I know what to sing. I know the people that I talked to down there for over a year down there, what went on down there. And I know what they also said about down there at that other bar too. Now see, this Doc Holliday, since it doesn't exist anymore, we're talking about that, but it still does exist. That building's still there. And it's still there. But the thing of this is, there's lots more to all of it too, guys, if you want to know something. Now, you know, you get into this other stuff about this other crazy stuff like this transgender and stuff. Well, there was some stuff that went on. There was some stuff that went on down there at Doc Holliday's. And one of the bouncers one night was thinking that this one guy or this one gal was a guy. Basically, he thought she was a gal, but it actually was a guy. And this one guy that ran the show over all the bouncers down there, he said, well, basically, just feel down there and sing. And you grab down there. And guess what? It was a guy. Now, I'll go a little bit further with this. This trickles off even into Lee Summit. There was an incident. You guys could look this up. There was an incident that took place, a fight that took place out between this side, where side pockets used to be unknown, and the side pockets out there at Lee Summit. And the fight, the deal that took place out there was over that, because there was a transgender and stuff involved in all that stuff. More crazy stuff. When I sat down there, I often wondered who was it? Who was it? Oh my God. It was like, I don't know. I don't know. Weird stuff, guys. But, and then you got, like I say, down on the other end, the neo-Nazis down there at the other place. And, like I say, I remember the manager that he even told the story, because he said he told the story about where he had a standoff with the other guy. And the guy from on down the road here had a machine gun. So lots of stuff, lots of different things. I mean, Doc Holliday's, there's lots of things that went on down there. I can tell you lots of stories, things that would just blow your mind. I mean, it was a fun place, and they kept everything. They kept the peace and kept it separated most of the time. But one night there was a big incident that took place. There was a guy. Anyway, there was a bouncer there, and he got knocked out by this other guy, because these two guys were rivals and they were fighting, you know, amongst themselves. And this thing had been going on for a while, but it took, I don't know how many. I know there was like 8 or 10 Kansas City, Missouri police cars down there that locked that place down for at least a good hour down there. But there were so many other things that went on there. Unimaginable. Unbelievable. Oh, there's other stories, like I say. But anyway, since all these other, like I say, I can't imagine these other ones that was doing all this stuff. But like I say, bringing this stuff in ain't no good for nobody here. Well, I mean, I guess it pays for some of their Harleys, the bad guys. So anyway, just another good, informative YouTube video, guys, about Kansas City. And hopefully it'll be a quiet weekend. Anyway, eyes open and have a good one.